Hello and welcome to ProDirect Running's first ever live unboxing. We are here today to look at the Nike Fast Pack in a little bit more detail, but mainly we're here to look at the Vaporfly 4%, really exciting shoe. Before we get into that, we should probably do some introductions. My name's Rich and I'm here today with Katie.
Good afternoon.
And with Dan as well.
Hi everyone.
So the Nike Vaporfly 4%, this really is a massive launch for Nike, probably one of their biggest launches for years. This is a hugely important shoe for them.
Possibly of all time.
Possibly of all time, I think you're right. It's also one of the most highly anticipated shoes, certainly of the year, certainly for several years, I would say. That's following on from Nike's Breaking2 attempt in Milan back in May. Millions of people tuned in from all over the world to watch that. I certainly did and found it quite fascinating. Dan and Katie here were actually lucky enough to attend, be in Milan on the ground.
The best thing about that weekend was the innovation for us. Well, in terms of the product, the innovation that came off the back of it was incredible. Obviously, all the teams behind the scenes that put that together.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it?
The teamwork on the day, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's what brings us here today to unbox this Vaporfly 4%. We're also going to be looking at the Zoomfly and the Nike Pegasus, both other shoes in the Fast Pack. There will be a competition running today, guys, so we're going to give away a pair of Pegasus 34s. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning those is like and share this video, and then we'll pick a winner early next week. So really easy to take part in that. But I think we should get into it.
Yeah, let's see it.
You guys ready? So
here goes.
Here we go. And here it is, the Vaporfly 4%. Obviously, pictures of this shoe have been out in the public domain for a long time now. You know, you guys have probably already seen it. Some of you might already have an opinion on it. Please do share that opinion with us, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. You know, we're really keen to know what you guys think. So please comment and share it with us. So this shoe is going to be going live finally at 9:30 tomorrow morning on our site. So you're going to be able to buy it from us tomorrow morning. It retails at £200. And we only have 60 pairs of this, and that's across men's and women's sizes. It is a unisex shoe.
Yeah, we enter.
Absolutely fly.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
They're going to fly, yeah.
It's going to go in minutes, so make sure you're there at 9:30.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely get on it. First impressions, guys, what do you think? I think they're pretty smart.
I think it's awesome. I mean, it just screams speed when you look at it. I've always thought, ever since I've seen it, the back of it reminds me a bit of the racing helmets that people wear in the velodrome, that athletes wear. It just looks super fast and aerodynamic. I
mean, the first thing you notice, I guess, the looks are quite, they sort of split a lot of people. We like it. Please let us know what you think. But there looks to be quite a lot of cushioning, quite a deep midsole on the shoe. But I tell you what, in hand, it is really light. I mean, I've got to say, it's probably the lightest running shoe I've ever held. This is a UK 8, and there's just literally nothing to it.
It's surprising considering, obviously, the size of
it's so
what
deep,
looks like a really big sole. It obviously to be so light.
I mean, how have Nike done that? How have they achieved? You know?
So this is the key part of the innovation. They went and looked at the traditional racing shoe and thought, well, obviously it's quite minimal at the moment what most athletes run in, but they said you need to have this cushioning and foam to take away the fatigue, because so much energy is taken away from the fatigue of hitting the road that this foam was brought in by Nike called the Zoom X foam, basically maximising energy return. It's lightweight, incredibly lightweight, we've already said. It's soft, and they say it gives up to 85% energy return.
It's amazing. So I mean, there's a seam you can see running through here. That's for the carbon plate, is it?
So that's the other really key part of the shoe. I'd say the midsole is the main pinnacle part of this whole shoe actually, and it's the full length curved carbon fibre plate. So carbon is renowned for being incredibly lightweight, but it's got a stiffness in it that gives you the sensation of being propelled forward, and it's also curved, like you can see in the shape of that black line, as you can see there, Rich is showing. It just propels you forward, like they say.
So it's really good for toe off and stuff, isn't it?
They say it gives you the feeling of like you're going downhill, or even though you're on a flat road.
And I think also, like, we've had the luxury of trying these on in the office before doing this, and they definitely make you feel like you're leaning forwards onto the balls of your feet,
Almost
ready
like
to
you're running
Springy,
downhill.
yeah.
Yeah, immediately as soon as you put them on, you kind of you
Feeling
feel like it's going to be a
energetic, aren't you?
faster run
Yeah.
if you were to take them out.
Yeah.
It's an unusual feeling being a bit higher up as well, but it just makes you feel that you just want to keep going forward.
So yeah, so saying you're being a bit higher up, but the offset on this shoe is actually 10 millimeters. So it's a fairly standard offset. So don't be put off by the size of this midsole. It is still a fairly standard shoe and will feel like other shoes you've run in.
So we've just got one question on Facebook
sure.
Live at the moment. So is it a unisex shoe?
Yes, it is. There's just one style that you can fit in men's and women's. I'm a size 7 and I fit in a normal size 7 with Nike, and it fits perfectly well for that.
Oh, great.
So
the other thing that you notice about the shoe is obviously the upper. If I take out this stuffing a minute, it's so thin and so light. You can actually see, I don't know if you can really see that on camera, but you can see my fingers through the midsole. So it's really, really light, but is it still quite tough? Is it still going to be quite durable over, once you've done several miles in
Yeah,
this shoe?
definitely. I mean, it's designed obviously for the marathon distance. It's got a fly mesh upper, which inside it has a mid-foot dynamic arch band. So once your foot is in it, you actually feel like you're being hugged. It's so light and thin, you sort of forget you've got anything on you, but yet you still feel hugged at the same time.
Yeah. Cool. So as we said, guys, this shoe it is going to fly tomorrow. So 9:30 a.m. If you want a pair, get online. Only 60 pairs, and as we said, it retails at £200. But like we've just sort of been through, there is so much tech, so much innovation in this shoe. I mean, it's years for Nike, isn't it? Really,
Yeah,
of
it's been a
development.
very long time.
also,
coming.
just a couple of points. Really, I think with this shoe, the price point where it is, you're really buying into a piece of history with this. It obviously, straight off the back of the Breaking2 project, where just such an immense achievement from Nike. And the innovation that's gone into it, you're really buying a piece of Breaking2 when you put this shoe on.
Sure.
Yeah, we're saying it's a bit of history, weren't we? A bit like Roger Bannister breaking the 4 minute. This is the next human barrier of trying to break the 2 hours, but this is the pinnacle shoe that they've given to make those breaking the barriers.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. And there's a big debate around this shoe specifically on the function of all the innovation that's packed into it and the aesthetics of it. So, I mean, personally, I think it looks incredible. Absolutely love it. I'd be really interested to know what everyone else thinks in terms of how do they look versus the technology they put into it. When we were talking to the Nike guys, the product designers and development team, they were really keen that this was all about the innovation. For the record attempt, it had to perform at its absolute pinnacle. And like we said, it's been aerodynamically tested and to make it the most streamlined possible. The foam's in there, you've got the plate, the upper, as we've said, all of those pieces come together to create this, and it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. They still, even though they've focused on the technology, they've still created a shoe that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So I guess moving on from this one then, so this comes in at £200. The next shoe in the range is the Zoom Fly, which is this one here. This retails at £125, so certainly more affordable than the Vaporfly. This shoe is already on site. It's been on site for quite a while now, and it's selling really, really well. It's very likely actually that some of you guys already have this shoe, you're already running in it. Please let us know what you think of it. If you've done several miles, how's it feeling? How's it holding up?
We've got a quick question again on social.
Yeah, sure.
So is it the same upper? They obviously look very similar.
Yeah, I mean they do. If you look at the two shoes side by side, they are very, very similar shoe, and that's what Nike have tried to achieve, I guess, with it. But in terms of the upper, what are the differences?
So in the upper, it's not as lightweight. You can see also that the fly wire is more visible, which again makes it sort of heavier with it. But the main differences are in the foam and the plate. So the plate isn't carbon, but it's carbon infused, so which makes it a bit heavier. Still the same shape, but a bit more weight to it. And then the foam isn't the Zoom X foam, it's the Lunarlon cushioning, which you might know in Lunar Glide, Lunar Epic. But
so if you've run in any of those shoes, this will have a similar feel to you and certainly similar amount of longevity and that kind of stuff.
They say that this shoe's more sort of for your everyday running, whereas the 4% is there to really race fast.
For me, I think, obviously, as I said, this is actually online now. You can already buy it. There should be a link in the comments where you can go and look at the shoe and the rest of the range. That'll also be the link where you can buy the Vaporfly tomorrow. So do check that out. I think for me, if you're going to be buying into this pack, if you're going to be buying one of these shoes that look so radically different.
Yeah.
For me, it's got to be the Vaporfly, hasn't it? Because
Yeah.
if you're gonna buy into the history, into the moment of this, and to buy a shoe that is so
They're so
different from everything
limited
else on
as
the
well,
market.
so hard
Yeah.
to get hold of. We're very lucky to have 60 units ourselves. So yeah.
But obviously, not everyone can afford £200. So if you can't, the Vaporfly, the Zoomfly is there to fill that
You
gap.
get the benefits, just not in the best premium way as the 4%.
Yeah, and it is slightly heavier than the Vaporfly as well. So you'd expect that, I guess, from a sort of a lower price point shoe.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I've mentioned while we've got these two shoes actually, before we move on to the peg, is the swoosh on the uppers. Nike have kind of obviously brought that in a much bolder way. They've brought it further forward on the shoe, haven't they? What do you think of that, Katie?
I love it. We've seen it slowly coming in other shoes, but especially on this pack, that it's there. It's dominant. Nike are really shouting about there. They want everyone to know that they've been the one trying to break this 2-hour limit first, and the big swoosh is there to show it. I think it looks great. It'd be great to hear what everyone else thinks about it and
definitely
the change in the style of the shoe.
As your comments let us know. Okay, so the next shoe then in the pack is the one so many of you guys know and love, and that is the Pegasus 34. Absolute classic shoe, I say loved by a lot of people. Available online now, has been for a while, same as the Zoomfly. This one is £100. It's selling really, really well. So again, if you guys are running in this, please do let us know what you think of it.
Personally, I've had the Nike Pegasus from the model 30 upwards, every single model, and the best thing for me about this shoe is the small upgrades that Nike do. It's never been a humongous upgrade. It's been small things to tweak it to make it better. And I like I say, I love the first one I had. So for me, it's these small tweaks have been.
It's reassuring to know that, isn't it? People that love this shoe, they're not going to lose the shoe that they love.
Nike are loyal to the fans that run in it and that want to keep running in it as they keep going. So it's the 34th edition. That's a lot of history behind it already. The main update really is we've actually got an older model of the 33.
So we've got the 33
slight
here.
update. You can see the difference of.
This one has actually been signed by Mo Farah, so just drop that one in there. But I mean, the differences on the upper are fairly obvious, I guess, between the 33 and the 34.
That's the main difference. Is the upper is that the fly wires are now being hidden, so it makes aesthetically look cleaner.
You see them here on the outside of the
which
33.
is what holds your feet in when you tie the laces. Also, there's an updated fly mesh upper, so within the upper is that you can see there's engineered mesh, so it's sort of slightly better ventilated, but still with the lockdown of the fly wires holding you in.
Yeah, there's a few more vents in this one, isn't there?
And the key thing really that why Pegasus 34s are so popular is, which the update came in on the 33 actually, is that there's a double zoom air pads in the forefoot and the heel. You've got some hidden pads in there that just give you immediate energy straight back from every run.
So it's just a great neutral running shoe for doing training, like loads of mileage. You can do your marathons in it, 5Ks, 10Ks.
Very reliable shoe that will always
really,
give
really
back.
versatile. So we're actually giving away a pair of these shoes, as I said earlier in the video. So if you would like to win a pair of 34s, like and share this video, and we'll be announcing the winner of that sort of early next week. So plenty of time to enter and really easy to do so. So please do that.
I think it's great that they brought the colourway of this fast pack into the Pegasus, because it makes the everyday runner who's not sure whether they want a race shoe, that means that they can still be part of this story. Everybody recognises this colour. Dan and I are lucky enough to have a pair already. We've worn them and people have come up to saying, oh my gosh, you've got the shoe, you've got the colourway. So
they're amazing.
it's great that everyone can be involved in this story.
I'm not jealous at all. So. We have also had a competition running this week. Some of you guys may have seen that. So on Monday we put out a post on our Instagram account basically asking you to take part in a competition on our Strava Run Club. So that's the Pro Direct Run Club on Strava. We'll get a link for that put into the comments. So if you do want to join it and you want to start sharing your runs with us, please do. Lots of you have entered, haven't they, Dan?
Yeah, you had till 10 o'clock last night to enter. Yeah. So we've been through and had a look at who's been working hard, and we've picked ourselves a winner. So the winner,
roll, please.
The winner is Ricky Harvey.
Well done, Ricky.
Well done, Ricky.
Well done to Ricky. He's managed to clock up 22.6 miles already this week. He's been working hard, a mixture of
track
sessions and road sessions. So you'll be finding a peg on the way to you. So get in contact with us or check your messages, and we'll get in contact with you very shortly.
Send you an email shortly after this, and one of these will be on their way to you.
Well done.
So well done, Ricky, and thanks for taking part. Thanks for everyone else. As I say, if you haven't won that competition, we do have another one running off the back of this video, so do like and share. So there you go, guys. This is the fast pack. So if I just have a quick run through them again, you've obviously got the Zoom Vaporfly 4% retailing at £200 and going live tomorrow at 9:30. please be quick if you want a pair. Then you've got the Zoom Fly retailing at 125, and then the classic Peg at £100, which both those last two shoes are already on site. Guys, like, what do you think of the pack as a whole? Do you think,
I think it's brilliant. As I said, we've heard about it for a long time, and it's been a long time coming for the 4% to actually be out here in stock. As a running team in the office, we got incredibly excited when the stock even literally arrived in the building. Everyone was dying to see what it looked like and have a try on it, because even when we were in Monza, no one was allowed to go near it and touch it, like to put their feet in it. So I think it's awesome. As I said earlier, it just screams speed. So
if you do get a pair of the Vaporfly tomorrow, if you're one of the lucky few, please do keep in touch with us and let us know how you get on with it, because to be honest, not all of us will get to try it as much as we would like to. So I'm sure people will be interested to hear. Nike as well, I'm sure would love to get people's feedback. Because
there was actually sorry to interrupt, there's a cool thing on the back, the heel of the shoe. I think it might be in the other shoe in the box, if you grab out of the box. Something that Nike did as a way of, this is what the designers told us when we were speaking to them, of the way of you sort of putting on your mark of your own Breaking2 or your own barriers. There's these digits at the back. And the idea is that you can scribble in and draw your own numbers, so you can, whether it's a PB you're aiming for, or a PB in a marathon, or a half marathon. I just think it's a nice touch to make it a bit more personal to your own shoe.
Nice little personalisation, it's cool, isn't it? Okay, so just going back then to the Vaporfly quickly, just to go over it again, I guess it is such a unique shoe. It's quite interesting to compare it to something like the Streak, I guess, which is Nike's traditional fast
it's their well-known
shoe.
Fastest shoe at the moment, well, until this shoe came out.
Yeah, so we've actually, as if by magic, have one of the new Streak 6 here. I mean, it's another fantastic looking shoe, isn't it? And by no means Nike are pushing this out. It's here to stay, isn't it?
Yeah, it's always going to have its following.
These are just two fast shoes. So if you want something that's light and fast but with a bit more cushioning, the Vaporfly is for you. If you prefer a kind of slightly more responsive, snappy,
snappy is the key term, really.
Yeah, then
you can see on the bottom, if you twist it around, you can see the snappy plate.
Amazing.
That's what gives you
this.
It's
got a plastic plate, isn't it?
That's what gives you all the energy feedback. But as we said earlier, the foam on the 4% means that you get that extra cushioning and you don't get worn out. The actual 4% number is taken on a measure compared to the Zoom Streak. So the Vaporfly 4% is a 4% improvement on running economy versus the Streak.
So I mean, if you look at these two shoes, they are radically different, but they do actually share some similarities. So even though this has a deep midsole, this one is obviously, the Streak is much more minimal and has a much narrower midsole and is much firmer. They're both running at a 10 mil offset from heel to toe. So that's one similarity. And they're also both very light. The Vaporfly does tip it. I'm pleased to say it is, even in my hand now, they're both a UK 8 and the Vaporfly is much lighter, but I guess they're both just fantastic shoes, aren't they?
And the Streak, as we say, is the sort of famous style of how you would expect a racing shoe, a bit like one of its main rivals from the other brand.
Yeah, so which we also happen to have here. I guess it is the Adizero Adios. I mean, this, I suppose, is the Vaporfly's main contender, isn't it? It's a massively popular shoe.
Adios, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it's the current world record-holding shoe. I think it's broken a few records in it.
Yeah.
I like to say that this is the existing champion and the Vaporfly 4% is the underdog trying to chase it, really.
Yeah.
We talked about the Berlin Marathon coming up, didn't we?
Yeah, definitely. So that's obviously coming up on the 24th of September.
World's fastest marathon.
World's fastest marathon. It's going to be a bit of a battle, a race within a race, really, between the Vaporfly and the Adios. I mean, the Adios, as Katie said, is already the world record holder, but the Vaporfly in a prototype form has already won 3 Olympic medals in marathon and several world titles as well. It's like kind of been hiding in plain sight, hasn't it, for a little while, being tested, and so it has the heritage. It has the speed. It's going to be really interesting for us to see. Which one comes out on top.
Also, I think in terms of just these two shoes in themselves, we know that there's a huge Adi fan base out there that love Ultra Boost, love the Boost technology. Really interested to know what your thoughts are on the new Nike take, and also from a Nike perspective, there's obviously a lot of people getting behind that. So how that compares to the Adidas is going to be really interesting to see in Berlin, and also how you guys feel.
Exciting. Berlin, I guess, will also be the first time we've seen Kipchoge back in action since Breaking2.
Absolutely,
so it'll be interesting to see if he can translate that, and put some of the doubters to to kind of rest maybe.
I wonder if anyone can predict his time that he might get in this shoe.
Yeah, do you think he'll
off the back
do
of it?
Can
Will
he
he-
run close to what he did there? There was some debate, wasn't there? Because they weren't saying it was an official race, whereas Berlin will be. But
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
mean, I personally think he can. I think he's going to go sub 2, and if he doesn't,
Yeah.
then he's shown that the human body is very close to the impossible
He's
to
a
do it.
phenomenal athlete, isn't he? So quite an inspiration. Okay, guys. So that is it really for our unboxing today. There is the fast pack. As I say, just to kind of reiterate, we are going live with this shoe tomorrow morning at 9:30. The Vaporfly.
How do we find out where it is?
So there is as I said earlier, there is a link in the comments which will take you to the feature where you can learn a bit more about all of these shoes. So if we haven't covered anything today, then you can find out more on that feature. And then also the other 2 shoes, as I say, are already live. So if you go to that link now, you'll be able to buy those shoes if you cannot wait until tomorrow morning or are unlucky enough to miss out on the Vaporfly.
Also, just a reminder for anyone who's just joined us late on this, obviously you can rewatch this from the start, but if you like and share this video, you're in with a chance of winning the Pegasus. And for anyone who has watched the whole thing so far, if there's anything that you know on site that you would love to know a bit more about or you want to see a bit closer, we'd love to do some more unboxings, take you through some more products, especially the more technical pieces. So yeah, let us know.
Yeah, thanks for joining us,
Thank
guys.
you.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Bye.